She told me she was infertile. I believed her, until I found a positive test and text to her ex saying, "We did it, babe." So I shared everything with her family and walked out without a word. We'd been married just under 3 years when the pregnancy test showed up. My name's Ryan. I'm 32, from Ohio, and I thought I had a stable, quiet life with my wife, Emily. She's 31, smart, charming, the kind of woman who turns heads in every room. We met in college and reconnected years later through mutual friends. Things moved fast, and within a year, we were married. The one hiccup in our otherwise good relationship? Kids. Early on, Emily told me she couldn't have children. Something about ovarian complications and a past surgery that left things damaged. It hit me hard. I've always wanted to be a dad, but I loved her, and I chose her over that dream. That's how relationships work, right? We built a life around that limitation. Got a dog. Focused on careers. Took vacations. Emily even joked about how our life was cheaper and quieter without diapers. I accepted it, until I didn't have a choice. It started one random Tuesday. I got home from work early. Emily was at a brunch thing with friends, but I walked into our bathroom and saw something sitting on top of the trash under some tissues, a pregnancy test. 2 lines. I froze. I'm not a snooper. I really wasn't. But something about the way it was hidden, the timing, it gnawed at me. So yeah, I dug. Under the sink, tucked into the back corner behind cleaning products, was the box. All 3 tests used. All positive. I sat on the edge of the tub, heart pounding. My first instinct wasn't even joy, it was confusion. Anger. Then dread. Because how? We hadn't been very active lately. Stress, work, whatever. But even when we were, she insisted we didn't need protection. Why bother, she'd laugh. Broken plumbing, remember? Then came the real gut punch. That night, she fell asleep early. I couldn't sleep. I kept picturing the test. My thoughts spiraled. Eventually, around midnight, I grabbed her iPad from the nightstand to stream a show. She rarely used it, but I remembered it was linked to her iMessages. And there it was. A message from a contact saved as Eric, work, though I knew she had no coworker named Eric. Eric, you were incredible. I still can't believe we actually did it. Emily, we did it, babe. I'm still shaking. The test was positive this morning. I scrolled further. Photos. Not graphic, but intimate. Flirty conversations. Inside jokes. This had been going on for months, maybe more. She talked to him differently. Like the version of her I hadn't seen in a long time. She was calling him babe. I just sat there. iPad in my lap. Whole world suddenly sideways. I didn't wake her. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. Not yet. I got up, walked to the kitchen, poured myself a drink, and started thinking. I wasn't going to be the guy who screams and sobs while she gaslights me. No. I took screenshots of everything. The test. The messages. The pictures. I uploaded them all to a locked Google Drive. Then I made a list. Family, close friends, and a few people from her side. The ones who mattered. The betrayal didn't just hurt. It mocked me. Lied to my face. Stole my choice. So I decided something right there in that quiet kitchen. Before I ever confronted her, I was going to make damn sure I wasn't the only one who saw the truth. A neat little folder on Google Drive titled Truth Hurts. Screenshots of the positive tests. The thread with Eric, work. Their baby plans. Her calling him the one. Her telling him she never wanted Ryan to know. There was even a time-stamped message from 2 weeks ago when I was out of town for work, and she had told him, "He's so clueless. He still thinks I'm broken." I didn't sleep that night. Instead, I wrote a short, composed message. Subject: thought you deserved to know. Hey, I won't explain this in detail. The link speaks for itself. I'm not looking for sympathy, just clarity and honesty. Ryan. I sent it to a few of our closest mutual friends, my parents, her sister, and yes, Eric's wife. I had found her easily enough on Facebook. Her name was Dana, and judging by the family pictures on her page, she had no idea. Emily was still asleep when I hit send. I sat on the couch with my coffee, watching the email tracker light up. Opened by Mom, Dad, Sarah, her sister, Dana W., Josh and Lindsay, our couple friends. A few more followed, one after another, like digital dominoes falling. By 8 a.m., my phone buzzed. First was my mom. "Mom, Ryan, what is this? Are you okay?" Then Sarah, her sister, Ryan. "I am so sorry. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know." Then came Dana. No words. Just a call. I didn't pick up. Instead, I texted. "If you're looking for proof, it's all in the folder. I'm really sorry." At 8:30 a.m., Emily finally woke up. She walked into the kitchen, yawning in her robe, totally unaware her whole world was already tilting. I watched her pour coffee, scroll through her phone. Then I saw her body stiffen. She turned to me, eyes wide. "You sent it," she whispered. No pretense. No denial. No, what are you talking about? I nodded once. I did. Her phone buzzed nonstop. I saw her glance at the names on the screen, her dad, her sister, our friends, all lighting her up. You had no right, she said, trembling. That was private. No, I said, keeping my voice calm. What you did to me was private. But once you lied about your body, about our future, and dragged me into a fake life built on it, that stopped being private. She tried to cry. The tears came fast. It wasn't supposed to happen like this, she said, reaching out. I thought we were done. I thought you didn't love me anymore. You could have told me that, I replied. Instead, you made me give up the one thing I wanted most, and you gave it to someone else. Her face collapsed. I stood up, walked past her to the hallway. I'm going to stay at Mark's for a few days, I said. Don't be here when I get back. She sobbed harder. You're just going to give up on us? You gave up first, I said without turning around. I'm just cleaning up the mess. As I stepped out, I saw a car pulling into our driveway. Dana. She stepped out, face pale, no makeup, eyes red. Emily saw her too. Oh God, she whispered behind me. I didn't wait around for the confrontation. I got in my car and drove. That was just the beginning. The next 48 hours felt like I was living inside someone else's life. Emily tried to call me, over and over. Voicemails, texts, even emails. Everything ranged from apologies and denial to rage. She said I ruined her life, that I humiliated her publicly. Not once did she mention what she did to me. I ignored every message. Mark, my best friend since high school, let me crash on his couch. He didn't say much the first night, just handed me a beer and sat with me while I stared at the TV, not really watching anything. By the next day, things had spread. Emily's family. Furious. Her dad sent me a message that just read, I don't even know who my daughter is anymore. I'm sorry, Ryan. Her sister Sarah messaged again, saying Emily hadn't stopped crying and that Dana confronted her on the front porch, calling her a homewrecker in front of the neighbors. As for Dana, she filed for divorce. Fast. She also messaged me again, just to thank me. Said she would have never known until it was too late. That their son, yeah, they had a kid, deserved better than a lying father. Meanwhile, Emily moved out. I came back home 3 days later. The house was quiet. Her things were gone except for a framed photo of us from our wedding day, flipped face down on the kitchen table. I picked it up, stared at it for a second, then slid it into a box and closed it. And then, I contacted a lawyer. Because here's the thing, Emily and I weren't just married. We owned a house together, had joint accounts, tied up credit. She had already lied about something as life-altering as pregnancy and infertility. I wasn't going to take chances. When I finally served her with divorce papers, she was shocked. Somehow, she thought there was still a chance. She even texted, "Can't we at least talk?" You didn't even let me explain. I didn't respond. What could she possibly say that would make it better? That lying about infertility was protection? That cheating with her ex was a mistake? She chose every step of this. So instead of replying, I filed an amendment to have the house listed for sale and accounts split clean. I made sure there was nothing left for her to cling to. The last thing I did was send her one final message. I believed you when you said you couldn't have kids. I built my life around that lie. You took away my right to choose, and you gave someone else the dream you said we could never have. I will never forgive you for that, but I won't carry your lies with me anymore. I'm done. No response. Not then. Not weeks later when the divorce finalized. Not when the house sold. She disappeared from my life like a bad chapter in a book I should have stopped reading years ago. It's been 6 months now. I'm in therapy. I'm working out again. I've started going to church with Mark and his wife. Not for the religion, but for the peace. The silence. The reminder that some things are still sacred, even if people aren't. And recently, I matched with someone on a dating app. Her name's Claire. She's kind, blunt, and when I told her upfront about my past and how I'm not ready to rush into anything serious, she said something that stuck. You don't have to be ready yet. Just don't let what she did convince you that everyone's like her. Maybe I'll never get back what I lost, but I'll never settle for lies again. And that's something worth holding on to. I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.